Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Chris here. We are going to be breaking down today's slate for Wednesday, October 8th for Fanduel. As normal, if you guys enjoy the video, leave a like. I definitely do appreciate it, and it really does go a long ways. And also hit that subscribe button. We did make it to our goal to 5,100, and I really, really do appreciate you guys. Next goal is 5,200. So, like I said, if you guys can hit that subscribe button, would really, really appreciate it. We do Fanduel, DraftKings, and Prize Picks videos for NBA breaking down everything. And all this content on here is absolutely free. So, like I said, if you guys could leave a like, I appreciate it. We break down everything for you. It gives you guys a lot of good advice to go and make your own lineup. And a lot of people have already told me that they appreciate my advice and they've made some winners over the last couple days. So we also do have our premium as well for FanDuel and for DraftKings. You get two lineups per day per sport, and it's only $5. Like I said, less than a cup of coffee. Or if you want to do the rest of the preseason, it's only $15. So if like I said, let us do the work for you. There's so much news in the NBA preseason, and like I said, Underdog and Fantasy Labs, bigger companies don't really follow all this news, so it's hard to find the information. So let us do it, the work for you. We follow the beat reporters, we follow all the news. Let us do it for you, and we've been doing NBA for over 12 years. So if you want to get in on premium, check us out. Our Twitter will be in the comment section below. Click that link; it will take you to our Twitter. Give us a follow while you're there. And like I said, a lot of you guys have been following us as well. This is our second Twitter account. Our old one can't get into it, but yeah, give us a follow, message us for premium, and like I said, we'll have our email in the comment section below if you guys want to get with our email messages. We'll get you guys all set up. So, anyway, we do have a nice slate of games here today. We also have some teams that are making their first appearance here of the year. So let's get into it. We got San Antonio taking on Miami. So San Antonio has already played one game. They played against a non-NBA team. So we'll just have to see. A lot of their starters sat out the first time. Guys like like Vessel and stuff like that. So we will have to see who starts. Even if they do, I expect the starters to get about 20, 21 minutes here. This is from last year. Like I said, Pop isn't really there anymore, but this is kind of what we got going on. Even some of the slight veterans played 20 minutes or so. So expect about 20 minutes, maybe for the younger guys, 22 to 23 for San Antonio. Let's go see what's going on with Stephen Castle. Will not play against. Okay, so like I said, Castle should be able to play in this one. Vessel, if they both play and they're going to play 20 minutes, I think they're both worth a look. I don't think they're crazy options because there's so many other teams out there, but I think they're still worth good looks. And especially on FanDuel with no salary, you just need to play the best players. I had a couple lineups where I got a little bit too cute with it, and it just hit me in the butt. So I need my salary back. But if there's no salary, just play all the main players. That's really how it is. And then DraftKings, you actually have to have a little bit of skill during the preseason. Miami side, same thing here. If they do rest their guys, that would be interesting. He has uh, Spoelstra has played his starters, 18 to 20 minutes. It hasn't really rested anybody yet. And I was saying it in my DraftKings video. Some of these guys might be getting healthy, like Mitchell and Kasparis and Larson. A couple of these guards might get healthy, and if they are healthy today, I wouldn't be surprised if guys like maybe like Norman Powell or Wiggins takes a rest. If they do, then guys like him and Larson, even Drew Smith, some of those cheaper guys come into play. And like I said, if Powell and Wiggins are out, that'd be nice. Over on DK, Jamie Jacquez is really cheap over here. He's an all right option. Like I said, there's just no salary. If Bam plays, he's in a good spot. So if for some reason they rest Bam here or Jovic, I don't think they will. But if for some reason they rest one of these guys, like I said, I do like looking at where, and I know he's one of those interesting plays, and I had issues with him last year. Is he going to boom or is he going to bust? And so far in the preseason, he's looking pretty good. He had 17 and 23 minutes in his first two, so he's increased in his minutes. I expect him to stay around 22 to 23, 24 minutes. Even in the regular season, he didn't go over that, so we'll see. Ware's trying to prove himself. He shot 15 times in 18 minutes, had 13 rebounds. So this is a guy that you're going to have to look. He could easily bust and not do good, but you still got to have a little bit of wear, even if he comes off the bench. All right, Boston and Memphis in this one. So this is my team, Boston, this year, unfortunately. Um, But yeah, I mean, I grew up watching. I'm not the oldest out there, but I grew up watching the Celtics, so I just you know fell in love with them. The big three back in the day when I was a kid. All right, so let's go look at Boston here. Like I said, looks like last year they played most of their guys 19 to 20 minutes, and then a couple of their young kids like Peyton Pritchard, Jordan Walsh got a little bit extended run. So I expect they expect them to do about the same here in this one. Play their starters 18 to 20 minutes, and they're definitely still worth in play. A couple of these starters. So Boston projected lineup is Derek White, Simmons, Brown, Sam Hauser, and Kada off the bench. So guys like Peyton Pritchard, as I mentioned, is definitely going to be on my radar. Coming off the bench should get some second half run, and he has a higher usage than all these other guys. So Peyton Pritchard going to be the main one to look at. Like I said, Brown could be an okay play. I just don't know how much he plays here. Jordan Walsh, like some more of a DraftKings play. But if you had to pick from this one, I mean, you can go look at Keita, but I just don't know how many minutes he's going to get because they have so many centers. Keita is a guy that can pop off. I mean, Chris Boucher, they could all pop off. I don't know how many minutes they're going to get, but if they're going to get 19, Keita could be worth a look to get you, 16 to 17 fantasy points if he's not in foul trouble. Moving on to the Memphis side, so this is going to be game 2 for them, and for the most part, they play about, like I said, 18 to 20 minutes. Let's go look at the Grizzlies just to show you guys real quick. But yeah, like I said, the Grizzlies kind of unfortunately screwed me over in the game 1. I got too happy, went too GPP with them, and like I said, I went Jalen Wells, and he, his usage rate was high, but he just didn't do much with it. So let's go check out game 2 and see how they play. So, like I said, a little bit of an uptick here, and it also depends on how many games that they play total. But I expect about maybe a couple minutes here in the second half for these guys. I thought it was 18 to 20, but they do step up a little bit, and a couple of their bench guys get some minutes. Jalen Wells, Jay Huff, those guys like that. So in this one, I would once again coming off the bench. You got on. Sorry, Jock Landale coming off the starting, and then PJ Hall coming off. They're not really Fanduel plays. Senthal Malta is another guy. Like I said, with them not having a lot of centers and power, Jalen Wells has a bounce back here. I could see it happening because I picked him. Same thing here with Memphis. Ty Jerome, he popped off, and even a little bit of Pippen as well. So those are the other two that I like for on the Memphis side. All right, moving on to Houston and Utah. So this is going to be the first look at the Utah team. And Utah has already announced out a lot of their starters. So let's go see. All right, so for Utah, we got Collier out. Uh, Flip-Lowski's going to be out. Kessler's going to be out. Markkanen's probably going to be out. Gorgeous Niang's going to be out. So they're not really going to have a lot of people. You got George, Sensabaugh, Ace Bailey, Hendricks, and Nurk as your starters. So as you can see, they're a little thin, but also we love attacking because they don't have as many veterans, and so some of the young guys should definitely get some runs. So like I said, it's their first preseason game. I expect them probably 18 to 20 minutes. Let's see what we got going on. All right, so it looks like the starters played a little bit into the second half. A couple of them, guys like Walker Kessler didn't. Markkanen's not there. Kessler's not going to be there. Cody Williams played some minutes off the bench. Bryce Sensabaugh as well. So guys like Sensabaugh, Keontae George, Taylor Hendricks, those are the three that I'm really, really looking at. And I really don't mind it because I think they're going to play good, half decent minutes. They're facing a faster Houston team. Sorry, I don't know. I just think it's a half decent spot for Utah. With a couple of these guys. So, Walter Clayton might get some run with Collier being out. Keontae George, as I mentioned. Cody Williams is another good play, more of a DraftKings play. Ace Bailey, Brent Sensabaugh, as I mentioned, and Taylor Hendricks is really the one I'm interested in here. I think if he starts, he should be a good play. Oscar could be a half decent play off the bench. He might get some runs since they don't have a lot of centers. And then, same thing, maybe Mo Bamba gets a little run, but I don't expect a lot. But guys like Nurk and Love probably not going to play many minutes. Really don't mind looking at a couple of the Utah players. Overall, here on Houston, kind of the same thing. They're going to be playing their guys in the second half, a couple minutes into the second half. So the first time around, it was kind of mixed feelings with Houston. But guys that I'm looking at here on the surface is going to be we're going to go back to Azor Thompson. He didn't do crazy. Sorry, Amen Thompson didn't do crazy last time, but I expect another good one from him. I'm also intrigued to see what the starting lineup's going to be. Kevin Durant's going to be worth a look, especially on FanDuel. So Durant, Sengun. I think Jabari Smith is going to take a slight hit right here. He had a half decent game last time, but I could see Sean Tate being a half decent GP going to be out. He's probably going to get a couple. Sengun, Kevin Durant are going to be the two main guys that I'm really looking at here in this one. So this is more of a DK play, but JD Davison is fighting Ben Shepherd mostly to get the starting position or some minutes. And JD Davison looked pretty good in the preseason last time out. He had 17 points, 6 for 9 shooting, 5 for 7 from the 3-point land, and I get that he's not going to shoot 5 for 7 every time. But it's not just that. He had 4 assists, 3 rebounds, and only had 1 turnover. So he's not just going to rely on his shooting. He can get you a couple other, points and stuff like that. He was the 2024-25 G League MVP. I don't know. I think he's worth a look. I don't, it's just hard to get him in on FanDuel with no salary, but definitely looking at DK. But JD Davison is definitely going to be one of my sleeper picks. So yeah, Davison, Sengun, Kevin Durant are probably going to be my main ones in this one. All right, moving on to Portland and Golden State Warriors. So this is our first look at Portland Trailblazers here in this one, and they got a mix of veterans and a mix of young guys, and I think they could be a half decent team here in the next couple of years. All right, let's go check them out real quick and see how they fare. There we are. Sorry about that, guys. So like I said, they played 3 games last year, so they didn't really have a ton of time. This time they got 4 games, so they do have one extra game to prepare themselves. But they're one of the few teams that don't have 5 or 6, and it's very interesting. It's mixed bags last year. The young guys, Kamara, Henderson, Murray, Walker, they all got massive normal minutes like a regular season game, and veterans like Ryan didn't really play much. So, are we going to see the same here? I have no idea. If we are, then we're going to have to take some shots here. Um, but it's kind of a mixed bag. So if you're going to go with the trend from last year and a lot of their, let's just say, hey, a lot of their young guys are going to play, well, then let's go see which young guys that we're going to be looking at. Looks like Scoot Henderson's probably going to be out in this one. Sharp is going to be the one that I would really look at. His usage rate's going to be really, really high. Caleb Love could be worth maybe a look as well. Denny Avila, he's more of a veteran, but he's going to probably play a little bit of minutes. I just don't see a lot of these guys really. I mean, you got Murray and Thibault and sitting down here, but they're just not good players. Really, they're not. Kamara, I think, is one of the better plays on the slate at 5,000. Grant and Williams, they're old, and well, not old, but they're probably not going to play a ton of minutes. Klingman could be in a really good spot. They probably going to want to get a little bit of the rookie Yang out here as well. I don't expect Duop to play a lot of minutes, so if I had to pick here, Klingman could be worth a look. Kamara is one of the better plays, and then Sharp is probably what I would look at as my top 3 over there. Golden State, I have no interest at all whatsoever. They're going to be doing the same stuff that they did last time, 15, 16 minutes for the starters, and that's it. If Moody doesn't start, he's worth a look off the bench. If Jonathan doesn't start, he's worth a look off the bench, but for the most part, not really feeling those guys. All right, we're going to go look at our last game of the night here. We have the Raptors taking on the Kings. Let's go check it out here. All right, so Raptors are on game 2 of their preseason. So let's go check it out. Ingram didn't do too bad last time out for him. So about the same thing about starters are going to play about 19 to 20 minutes. A couple of the younger guys are going to play a little bit longer, but I think it's just I mean, it's pretty simple across the board. R.J. Barrett, Ingram, Scotty Barnes, those are going to be the main guys you're going to want to look at. One thing I do want to mention, if Jacob Poeltl is out in this game, I think Sandro is going to be a very good option. especially in this one here. He had 15 points, 6 for 8 shooting, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals over 23 minutes. And look, I know Sandro. He's a pretty good player. I've always liked him. I think he should get more run. But if Jacob Poeltl's out, Sandro definitely is going to be worth a look in some tournaments. And then over, like I said, it's just basic. I don't really have any exposure to a lot of the Toronto bench players. Just no reason to do it. And then over here, we're going to go look at the Sacramento Kings. So they've really been running quite a bit in minicamp. They've been going fast, a lot faster than some people. They're trying, Christie's trying to get them going. So we'll see how they're looking. I've seen some pretty good reviews. Kings are having a good time. They're working their butt off in there. So, um, looks like last year, 15, 17 minutes. Not much really going on. If they continue that trend, I don't have really any exposure from Sacramento if they're only going to play their guys 17. So, all right, let's go plug in a couple players for you got going on. Um, yeah, so we're just gonna go cashy. Like I said, Curry's worth a look just for fantasy points purposes, but that's really it. I really like Peyton Pritchard here at 5,000. I think he gets some run off the bench, and besides that, it looks really interesting here at the point guard position. You're gonna just have to take the bullet here with one of these guys. So um, maybe Simmons, maybe White. I just don't know. Curry and Zach LaVine are going to play 15 minutes. Pippen could be worth a look, but he didn't play a ton off the bench. So point guard looks kind of booty cheeks, to be honest. So we're going to have to figure that one out. Over here, shooting guard position, like I said, a couple of these Toronto guys are worth a look. If Portland's going to get their run and play their guys, like I said, Shannon Sharp's going to be in play as well. And as I mentioned, a couple of those Toronto players are going to be worth a look. And another guy to look at is Ty Jerome. He could pop off, or he could suck, and then Jalen Wells goes off. Keep that in mind. Jalen Wells is another good option. I'm a little iffy on him right now. Ingram Barnes, good options. Denny Avila, I would probably pick him as one of the better plays, but they are going up against a slightly slower Golden State team. Then, like I said, you got Kevin Durant as normal. Need to put him in there. I don't mind a slight little Houston stack again, like a Thompson, Kevin Durant, Alfred Sengun combo. Then you got Jalen Wells, Jamie Jaquez as well. So a lot of really good plays. Let's go finish it up here real quick for you. Victor, even if he plays limited minutes, we know how he could be. Like I said, I already told you about the Bam situation with Ware. Um, and then for Utah, Hendricks and guys like that over there. And I didn't even put in any Utah guys, but like I said, a couple of those guys, Sensabaugh, Keontae George, those guys are going to be in my lineups, and they're good options. So that's kind of what we're looking at here in this one. If you guys did enjoy the video, leave a like. I appreciate it so much, and also hit that subscribe button if you guys are interested in premium $5 for day pass, and you get 2 lineups per site, FanDuel or DraftKings, 2 lineups per and $50 for the entire preseason if you guys want to do that. So Twitter will be in the comment section below. Click the link there, and we'll take you right to our Twitter. Or if you don't have Twitter, we have our email. Message us, and we'll get you guys all set up. That will be down there as well. So once again, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Also, like I said, hit that subscribe button. Let's get to 5,200. And yeah, all right, guys. We'll see you guys in the next one.